Closing costs. What are closing costs and who pays for them? That's what we're going to talk about today, so let's dive in. Today, we are talking closing costs. What are they and who pays for them? Hi, I'm Daphne Bousquet with Fayette and Peachtree City Homes and Lifestyles for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Georgia Properties. And unfortunately, part of a real estate transaction are closing costs. So what are they? Closing costs are the fees associated with a real estate transaction and are paid when the title is transferred from the seller to the buyer. So when the buyer gets the property, the closing costs are paid. Closing costs are split up in lender fees, title and settlement fees, government recording and taxes, realtor fees, and miscellaneous fees. So let's dive into them. I know this is not a real exciting topic, and before your eyes glaze over, I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, and just bear with me. Closing costs are about 3% of the purchase price for the buyer, and most of them are lender related. So let's look at what those lender fees contain. They can be processing fees, points to buy the interest rate down, appraisal, credit report, flood certification, technology fees, tax service fees, prepaid interest, e-recording fees, and impounds. And impounds are prepaid taxes for the property taxes, as well as your insurance for the following year. It is pretty much the TI of your PITI, your monthly mortgage payment. Since a lot of your closing costs come from lender fees, you want to make sure that you get a loan estimate before you commit to a lender. And you can get a couple of them from lenders, so you can really compare apples to apples when you choose a lender for your mortgage. The next category are title charges and escrow or settlement fees, and they come from the closing attorney, which you are required to use here in Georgia. These title charges include attorney's fees, lender title insurance, because trust me, your lender will require you to get title insurance for them, owner's title insurance, which is not required but highly recommended. I mean, after all, your lender wants it, so why not you? Title exam and title reviews, as well as miscellaneous closing fees. Next category are government fees and taxes. Now, you know that the government will always get you for anything you file. So recording the warranty deed and the security deed, the government will charge you for that. So you have those fees to consider. But you also have the intangible tax, which is an actual tax on your mortgage. Not only are you paying the mortgage, but you're also paying tax on that mortgage to the government. And as well as transfer tax. That is the tax that is about 0.1% of the purchase price that you pay to the government. Next category is realtor fees. Now, those are very important because those fees will actually get your house sold and bought. So those are the compensation to your realtors, and those are generally paid by the seller. Another thing that you have to pay are prorations, and these are the things that are split between the buyers and the seller. So homeowners association fees and property taxes, those are getting split up between the buyer and the seller, and that depends on the portion that the seller is responsible for, the time of year that they spent in the house, and the time that the buyer is spending in the house. So those are prorations. Of course, Nothing is complete without the miscellaneous fees, and that includes the homeowner's insurance for the entire year, because you will be required to pay that up front. The impounds that I talked about before, those go to your lender into escrow. And other things that are part of the miscellaneous fees are, say, a home warranty that the seller might pay for the buyer, and other things that are part of the contract that the seller will pay at closing, or maybe the buyer will pay at closing, but that are part of the contract that will come out at closing. Well, there you have it, a quick breakdown of closing costs. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to this channel. Ring that bell so that you never miss a video. They come out every week. So I'll see you next Monday.